If you don't want a mediocre life, then don't have mediocre goals. Okay, we're diving into it today. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Olivia. I am one of your favorite manifestation mindset coaches, co-founder of Inspired Delusions, where we help you get unstuck, clear subconscious blocks so you can make more money, have more confidence, and live the life that you know you are meant for. Today, I will convince you that you need to be delusional. We are rebranding the word delusional because at the end of the day, being delusional is just seeing beyond the illusion of separation, of lack, of scarcity. Being delusional is just being a visionary, because if you can imagine something, if you can visualize your dream life, your goals, making a lot of money, doing what you love, if you can imagine that amazing life, then you can create it. You can align with it. Because as you know, there are infinite versions of reality. That means you can have anything that you want. And I need you to lock the fuck in. I need you to stop playing victim mode. Okay. Stop being in the victim mindset. Stop thinking worst case scenario. Stop being mean to yourself. Stop throwing a pity party all day long. And I need you to stand the fuck up. Okay. I need you to hold the vision. I need you to lock in, because the world is actually going in a good direction. There's just a lot of fear out there trying to keep you stuck, trying to keep you small. But we need you to remember your power. We need good-hearted people standing up, taking up more space, having more influence, making a lot of money. And that requires you to be a little bit delusional. So today we're going to be talking about the neuroscience of why it's actually good to be delusional, why it's good to have big goals and big dreams, and how it's a lie that you need to be realistic, or anyone that's telling you that you can't have exactly what you want, or anyone telling you that you need to limit yourself or what's possible for you is a little sick in the head, and don't listen to them. Okay, so let's dive in. I'm going to give you three neuroscience-backed reasons why you should be dreaming big, why you should be delusional, and then definitely stay to the end, because we're going to be talking about the importance of regulating your nervous system, because dreaming big is a lot for our bodies. Every successful person was a little bit delusional before they reached their success, before they made a lot of money, before they created their own empire, because delusional faith and delusional confidence in yourself is the thing that's going to get you so far in life. That's how I have manifested my dream life. If you don't know a little bit about my background, I grew up in a small town in Arkansas, living under the poverty level, living on food stamps, living in the projects for part of my childhood. And I have created my dream life, living in Los Angeles, running my dream business with my best friend, an amazing home, an amazing life here, making more money in my business than I was in my six-figure corporate job that I hated. How did I do that? By being delusional. I'm being so serious. I had to hold the faith, and I had to believe in my dreams, even when my 3D was not looking so good. Okay. Even when it seemed very unrealistic, even when other people were telling me their own limiting beliefs. Having faith in your desires, having faith in your manifestations, having faith in your dream life is how you create it, because your imagination, your focused attention inside of your mind is what is creating your reality. It's what's creating your frequency, and your frequency determines what version of reality you are tuned to. So let's dive in to the neuroscience. Something that I intuitively figured out as I have been on this journey is the bigger that I dreamed, the bigger that my manifestations were, the more money that I was aiming to make, the more money I was manifesting, the more motivation that I had to go towards my goals, the more I would take inspired action. Okay, so this is something I intuitively figured out and started doing. I actually I became friends with a neuroscientist, an amazing neuroscientist, Em on the Brain. You probably have heard of her. She came on Inspired Delusions podcast, me and Kama's podcast. And she 100% agreed with us that you should be delusional. And she gave us some neuroscience-backed reasons why. Number one, when you are being delusional, when you are dreaming big, when you are imagining this amazing life, your brain is getting more dopamine. Dopamine is our motivational chemical. You literally get more motivation to go after your goals, to go after your dreams. And that makes so much sense because your brain starts seeing these amazing desires, right? Your manifestations, this potential of living your dream life, and starts thinking, oh, that sounds really good. Let's give you some motivation to work towards those goals, right? That's where the dopamine comes in. Dopamine is our motivational chemical in our mind. When we get more dopamine, we have more motivation to go after our goals. That's something that I tell people if they ask me how to have more motivation to go after their goals. Maybe they're feeling unmotivated, feeling lazy. I'm like, okay, well, first, do you know what you want? Second, make your goals even bigger. 10x your goals. There's this rule called the 10x rule, which shows that, you need to figure out what you want. Let's say you are wanting to make $10,000 per month in your business. You need to 10x your goal because you start, again, that's okay. That's delusional. You get more dopamine. I'll go into some other reasons why, neuroscience-backed reasons why you should be delusional. But you also stop worrying about all the small things. You start expanding your mind. You actually start getting more ideas and downloads of how you can start making more money, which is amazing. It's so surprising. That happens to my clients all the time because that's one of the first things that we do when we start working with new clients is we help them expand their goals. We help them figure out, what they want, exactly what they want, but making it even bigger, having delusional goals. And when you start thinking bigger and when you start expanding your mind, you become a bigger vessel for more things to come to you, more ideas, more downloads. It's really cool. And the second reason why you should be thinking about your desires, thinking about your dream life, thinking about all of the amazing things that you are wanting to call in, why you should be imagining it, visualizing it, is because our brain likes familiarity. Okay? If you are imagining something and you're looking at your vision board or your mind movie or doing some visualizing, you're starting to normalize your desires to your mind. If you want to manifest a lot of money and you never think about it, you never think about the money, you never think about spending it, you never think about embodying that version of you, what you're going to be doing, who you're going to be with, it seems very foreign. And our brain doesn't like anything foreign. It doesn't like anything unfamiliar. So when you're imagining your dream life over and over again, you're normalizing it to your brain. You're making it feel familiar. That means you're not going to sabotage if you do have money coming in, opportunities coming in. You're not going to be scared. You're not going to unconsciously push it away. Your brain's going to start being like, oh, this is normal for me. This is who I am, right? You are going to start embodying that and calling it to you because our brain doesn't know the difference between what is imagined and what is real. So if you start imagining and visualizing and feeling the feelings of already having your dream life, it's normalizing it to your brain. Therefore, you are becoming a vibrational match to that, and you're not going to push it away if it does come in. Cool. Understand? The third neuroscience-backed reason why you should be delusional and you should be dreaming big is because our brain has a confirmation bias. You probably learned about that when you were younger in school. Our brain does this really tricky but cool thing that is always, our brain is always trying to prove our own beliefs correct. If you have a belief that you're not good enough, your brain is pretty neutral. So your brain's going to show you proof and show you reasons why you're not good enough. If you have a belief that money's hard to make, your brain is going to literally not show you opportunities where you could be making more money. You could be calling in more clients, more success, more opportunities. Your brain's going to be blocking it and not showing it to you. So when you start imagining and telling yourself you are destined for success, you are destined to be rich, you are destined for this amazing life, you're starting to change your beliefs. You're starting to change the neural wiring inside of your mind. Therefore, your brain's confirmation bias is going to start showing you reasons why it's possible for you, why you can actually make a lot of money doing what you love, why you can have amazing opportunities, amazing relationships. Your brain's going to start showing you and pointing out different expanders where you can find other people who are making a lot of money, who are living their dream lives, who are doing what you want to do. Therefore, that means you can do what you want to do. If you see someone else doing it, that means you can do it too. So our brain, I've made TikToks about this before. I've made content about this, talking about how you only see what you are looking for. Our brain is so powerful that it's not showing us things in our reality that do not align with our belief system, that do not align with our wiring. So when you are dreaming big, when you're expecting good things, when you're letting yourself get your hopes up, you are literally changing your wiring, therefore changing your perception, therefore changing your reality. And like I mentioned in the beginning, regulating your nervous system is a very important part of being delusional, of dreaming big, of expecting good things. Because like I mentioned earlier as well, our brain doesn't like change. Our brain and our body doesn't like change. It likes what is familiar, what we are used to. Even if that what we were used to, even if that was not good or keeping you broke or keeping you insecure, when you start expanding your mind and you start thinking about, especially when you start thinking about more money is a very highly charged energy. So it can start to freak out our nervous system a little bit. And that's where some people do argue with the idea of being delusional, because they are thinking that if you're being delusional, you are expecting too much, like you're not going to be able to handle it. And that's where the nervous system regulation piece really comes in. That's why that's a pillar of what we do with our clients, because we understand that yes, it is a lot for our bodies. It is a lot for our minds. Any type of change can feel uncomfortable, and expansion can feel uncomfortable, but regulating helps you move through it with ease, with more ease. And some amazing ways to regulate. By the time this video comes out, I should have it published. I'll put it in the show notes, but we are creating a nervous system regulation guide for you, a free guide with a bunch of different ways to regulate, telling you about why it works, why you should do it, giving you ideas and teaching you why our nervous system equates how much money you're making, if you're self-sabotaging or not, if you're feeling stuck, it's probably your nervous system. So grab that in the show notes, free nervous system regulation guide and EFT tapping to help you clear any money blocks. But some ways that we mentioned on the guide, and some ways that are my favorite ways to regulate, are things like meditating, okay? Taking time for stillness, taking time for yourself, to be with your own thoughts. And if that's hard for you, I need you to do it even more. That's the thing, babe. If you're scared of your own thoughts, you need to spend time with your thoughts, being in control of your mind. And I don't want to hear it that you can't do it. I actually don't want to hear it, because that's not true. I know you can do it. I know you are capable. And I know that the version of you making $100,000 per month is able to sit still for 10 minutes. Okay? Right. So other amazing ways to regulate are breath work, taking some deep breaths. You can do a guided breath work session, or just take some deep breaths throughout your day. Something that I've been doing a lot lately is grounding, spending time in nature. I've been really understanding and learning that we need to be in nature. Best way to regulate, one of the best ways to regulate, easy way to regulate. If you have access to a park or the beach or any type of ground, just spend time grounding, spend time in nature. Incredible way to get us back to center. EFT tapping is another amazing way to regulate. That's something else that we do with our clients to help them really target if they're having any blocks, resistance, fear. Great for removing that, and great for calming our nervous system. It actually calms our amygdala when we are tapping on certain points in our body. Telling yourself that you're safe is another amazing way to regulate, just calming your body down. Our nervous system just wants us to be safe. So if you reassure yourself and tell yourself that you are safe, tell yourself that you are okay, it's going to be great for our nervous system. And that kind of goes with the last thing I wanted to mention when it comes to our nervous system, is being nice to ourselves. If you are constantly critical of yourself, being mean to yourself, like bullying yourself, that's obviously not great for your body, babe. You need to be nice to yourself. You need to be patient with yourself. You need to be kind to yourself. I always tell my clients that you should be talking to yourself like you would talk to the 3-year-old version of yourself. So kind, so gentle. You are reparenting yourself at all times. Regulating will solve so many of your issues, so many of your problems, will help you stop self-sabotaging, will help you get unstuck, will help you feel safe, changing your identity. Because at the end of the day, when you're being delusional and when you're dreaming big and when you're expecting good things, you're starting to change your identity. You're changing who you are. You're changing what you're expecting. And that can be weird for our bodies. So regulate. Do something every day that is for you, for yourself. Oh, and the last thing actually I want to mention is a morning routine. Making sure you're not waking up and immediately checking your phone. That is a shock to our nervous system, a shock to our body. Oh, and getting sunlight in the morning. Getting sunlight in the morning helps you reset your circadian rhythm. Great for our nervous system. Last thing I wanted to mention on this video is when you're being delusional, when you are thinking big, when you are expecting more, forget the how. Forget the how. You do not need to know how something is going to happen. You just need to hold the vision of what you want. You need to lock it in. Neville Goddard talks about this all the time. You actually don't need to know the how. That's the universe's job. That's source's job. That's God's job. You just need to figure out exactly what you want, hold the vision of it, start having faith that it's going to come, start feeling the feelings as if it's already yours, and it will somehow come into your reality. You'll either have intuitive downloads of how you can work towards it, or you're going to have miracles unfolding around you. One way or another, you're going to get what you want if you just believe that it's already yours, if you believe that it's destined for you. So hopefully this convinced you that you need to be thinking bigger. You need to be delusional. You need to be expanding your mind. Don't let the oligarchs that have power limit you and convince you that you are powerless. Remember that you are an infinite being and there are infinite versions of reality. So you can tune to any version that you want. And being delusional is how you tune to an amazing, extraordinary version. So I love you guys. If you're here to the end, I super appreciate you. Leave a comment down below about what your favorite part is. If you feel inspired to think bigger, if you have any ideas of content that you want, of videos that you want, please leave them below. I look at all the comments. I love you, and I will talk to you soon.